I wonder what would have happened if I'd have chosen the Brazilian girl over the French one. Like, where would I be right now? Maybe still in Scotland, just with a Brazilian wife instead of a French one. What do you reckon? Yeah. Why'd I have to break my leg in the middle of summer? Sunny days like this don't grow on trees in Dunoon, do they? Doctor said it'd be sore for the first few days, so. She did make sure that we got some cold beer and crisps though before she went back to get the crutches. So typical of her though. Now, if I get the crutches, I mean I'm getting taken to a car park in a wheelchair. I'm not thinking of crutches. Bet the Brazil girl wouldn't have done that. I just think, could have been a holidays in Brazil. Can't remember exactly where she was from, mind you, but Brazil's a big place. Great barbecue though. Grilled beef, chicken skewers, pineapple skewers, lamb, pork, the macueca, the seafood stew, that is my favourite. Oh, and the cocktails, the caipirinha, huh? I never made one of them for you, did I? I'm sure I've still got the bottle here somewhere, you know, the cachaça. Oh man, just imagine. In a parallel universe, you and I could be sitting here, drinking our beers, watching the same game, but in Brazil instead of Dunoon. Wouldn't have a clumsy wife there though, eh? I'm so used to it though. Still, it makes you wonder. I mean, that Brazil girl was not clumsy at all. In fact, I nearly introduced her to you once. 25 years ago. 25. Aye. Yeah, lucky one. Wasn't my arm that broke, eh? No, my arm instead of my leg. Having to hold my beer with the other hand. No. Or worse, could be both arms. You'd have to hold my beer for me. With a very long straw. A beer with a very long straw. Still, Brazil, eh? Great football team. You only have to watch them play. You know, you get Pele, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and the Formula One as well. Ayrton Senna and McLaren, aye. On the dancing. Oh, the dancing. I mean, I was rubbish at the dancing, but the Brazil girl didn't seem to mind that. She knew all about it for the Christmas party. She did not seem to care. Hey, go! 2-2, eh? Who's going to win the match now? Brazil, France, Brazilian girl, French girl. I could have had them both. No, I didn't know which one to choose. And cheating was an option. I would not have got caught, I'm sure of it. Yeah, do you think the fact that I had a girlfriend excited her? You know, not just a single guy. Defeat the other girl in that, huh? My word. Let's think. Could have had a holiday house in Brazil. An amazing garden. Or a pool. Aye, a pool. You and me, sitting, drinking our beers, next to the pool. Too hot for us, you think? Maybe. I still have my holiday house in Scotland, you know. I love my Monroe's. No house for me the new though, eh? Oh no. I wonder if my Brazilian girl would have partaken in my hobby with me. Hill climbing? Nah. She was not into sport at all. I met her 10 years ago. After I left the office. She was divorced and had a daughter. Still gorgeous though. It wasn't meant to be though. Still, looking at the girls in the crowd, the Brazilian girls there, you wonder, I mean, I was single for so long and then all of a sudden two come along at once, chasing me. What's the saying, like women are like buses, you wait ages on one and then two come along at once. When is the pain going to stop though? She'll be back soon with the crutches. Ask if she's not forgot why she went to the hospital. Hey up, go! 3-2. Looks like France are going to win again.
I'm not a god botherer. This is the only place there's any quiet, any peace. There's space from the noise of everyone else. The doors, the TVs, the radios, the shouting. I came to light a candle. You said I could mourn the child I was, what happened to her. But I've been trying to get rid of those memories for years. Count. The therapist said to count, and the eyes move, the eyes fuse the memories. A dog collar's not hurting you, is it? Gagged you to shut you up now, I can't stop talking. You say on the wings you're different. It's not all God talk or something else. Silence doesn't blanket the memories, it just drags them out. I tried to drown the memories in a sea of alcohol, but it didn't work. I could still smell them, his hot breath on my face. Heroin didn't help. Short-term fix, and the triggers came faster and faster, stronger and stronger. 1, the knife blade at my throat. 2, 3, the weight of my legs and chest. 4, 5, the age I was when my mother's friend took me. Stop looking at me. I can hear your thoughts from here, stop it. I don't want your pity, it chokes me. I went off the rails at a young age, selling drugs, sex. You all know the worst of me, but you know nothing. You don't know me. It's cold out there, uncaring. You're scared, aren't you? You should be. What have I got to lose? I live without a life, without choice. It hurts. If I let go, what is there? I had a family once. Now my sister won't even talk to me, stuck up cow. Can you smell burning? I thought I blew the candle out. It's part of the whole thing, the ending, the letting go. You said I had to let go. There wasn't a single sheet without burns in it in our house. My sister's, maybe hers. I hope so. And I started to get rid of the smell of them, cigarettes. But it's his mark, isn't it? Internally branded. It's quiet out there. No radios. I turned your radio off. I should have caught that by now. Strange, isn't it? The only quiet place in this whole setup is a place we can scream, where you give us permission. The holy place is where we can let go of our demons. I want him gone. Take him away from me, please. He's shredding me, carving me up piece by piece. I wish he'd killed me. I know you know there's more than one he, but they've merged and I'm surrounded by them. You'll report this, won't you? Of course you will, you have to, it's procedure. What's one more charge? It'll be quieter in the seg. What's taking them so long? Have they forgotten about you? Have they forgotten about me?
It's good to see you. I've been thinking a lot about what you said, and or should that be but? Oh God, how am I going to do this? and I feel the same, versus, but I can't. So what am I going to say? What do I want to say? I wish I'd met you before. I know that we've often said how strange it was that we hadn't met before. We had so much in common. Places we'd been, uni, travelling. Felt like our lives had been running in parallel, and we should have met before. Maybe that's why when we did meet, it just felt like I'd always known you. I was reading that some astrophysicists think that it's theoretically possible for there to be other universes running in parallel with our own, where each decision we make plays out in a different reality to the one that we're in. It's a bit more like sliding doors than astrophysics, though, isn't it? The fact that if we'd actually met at one of those nights at the student union, or if you'd been staying in that quirky hostel in Byron Bay just a couple of weeks earlier. I'd like to think that there is a version of us in an alternative reality that did meet before Simon. I bet you we're an awesome couple in that reality. But in this one, timing's funny like that, isn't it? People talk about meeting the one, but it's more about meeting someone at the right time. It does feel like it was inevitable that we would meet at some point, but for all this to happen now, our timing sucks. And you've got no idea just how much. I've been thinking a lot about what you said. The good news, I feel the same. I'm in love with you. I'm accidentally in love with you, and I do want to be more than friends. You make me laugh. You make me feel good about myself when I'm with you. I want to spend my life with you. The bad news, I've just found out that Simon's got cancer. I can't leave him. That might be a bit blunt. Why did this have to happen now? Can I just make it clear that I was not intending to fall in love with you? You are a great guy, and you've become a great friend, maybe my best friend. You seem to get me in a way that I don't think Simon does, or ever did. After you told me how you felt, I was relieved, overjoyed, terrified. I thought it was all in my head, and I was the only one feeling this way. I don't want us to have an affair, but I feel so emotionally connected to you. It's like I already am. I sat down with Simon the night before last, all ready to tell him it was over. We're just coexisting. We want different things. We were supposed to get married and have kids, but that never happened. But before I could say anything, he had something to say to me. Turns out he finally took my advice about going to the doctor about his headaches. I can't believe he didn't tell me anything until he had all the test results, and then he drops this bombshell diagnosis. He never lets anyone in until he absolutely has to. It's bloody selfish. I know I should be more sympathetic. I can't leave him, though. He hasn't got anyone else. If only I'd told you before how I feel. If only I'd been honest with myself. But it doesn't matter. This is the hand that I've been dealt. Or, more accurately, the one my choices have led me to. So it's no use daydreaming about parallel universes and if only. I just have to accept that this is the one that I'm in. But if I really cared about you, then I shouldn't tell you about Simon's diagnosis. I should just tell you that I don't love you and you can move on. If you know about Simon, then you're going to want to be there for me, and much as I would selfishly want that, it's not fair on you, or Simon, or me. A white lie. It'll hurt your feelings, But at least if you think I don't love you, then you can move on. That sounds like the right thing to do. That would be the right thing to do.
My dad used to say, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Let's hope he's wrong today. Today's special. 37 years since we first met. Today is going to be a good day. You're snoring next to me. The rumbling intake of the breath and the as you sigh out. My dad's snores used to rattle the windows. How my mum slept next to him for 30 years, I'll never know. Maybe he didn't snore when he was younger. She tried everything. I'd done in his ribs to turn them over, a tennis ball sewn in the back of his jammies so he couldn't sleep in his back, a peg in his nose. How we laughed when she told us that. But everything failed. And then, when we couldn't hear it anymore, we missed it on him. You're snoring. Somehow annoying, but somehow comforting. Here, do you remember that Christmas in the 60s when I got a fluffy pink dressing gown and a matching pair of fluffy mules? You said I looked like Marilyn Monroe. No mules for me now. Just a sensible pair of M&S suede and sheepskin slippers. Strange how our living room is now our bedroom. We had to move everything. I know you hate it. Makes you feel more like an invalid, more like a bother. But you're not a bother to me. It just makes life easier. We said we would do this together, and we will. Can you hear the first cheep of the birds? I wonder if that's my cheeky wee Robin. Every day I say, "Morning, Robin." Is it daft to talk to a bird? My dad always used to say, if you can see a robin, it's a messenger from a loved one in heaven. You laughed when I told you that. I miss your laugh and your voice. But your eyes still say it all. Oh yes, every bloody emotion in the book. And yes, I can read every one of them. Your cough is sounding worse. Another day. Another day, and you're still with me. Look, all the roses are in bloom. I'm so glad you can see your beautiful garden from your bed. After breakfast, I'll get you up, washed and dressed. I know you hate that part of the day, but see, if the boot was on the other foot, you'd do the same for me. I'll put on a CD of 60s music, and we can remember when we first met at that dance. You all Maud in your Italian suit, and me all Mary Quan, with, as my mother would say, your dress up your backside. 37 years since we first danced. We're still dancing. I will get you out in that wheelchair. I know you hate it, but we'll make it into the garden. And we'll have a special lunch. and a glass of fizz. And we'll feed the birds, and we'll hear the robin's song. And after you're gone, I'll know who sent that messenger to me.
Maybe if I had a dream, an ambition, something to focus on. If only I wasn't content with a simple life. I've been here all my life. That shore looks just the same as it did 25 years ago when I played there. Skimming stones, swimming. The salty smell is still the same. Winters for staying indoors. As a kid, I used to like building Airfix models. Not much has changed. I build my own models now, mostly boats. When I started working in the picture framing shop, I had access to more tools and wood. I've learned how to make a ship in a bottle. You construct the ship flat, put it in the bottle, then raise the masts with thread. Sharon thinks it's a stupid waste of time. Rolls her eyes whenever I talk about it to anyone. I remember in school, Davy always had ambition. He said I should go to college or university. My father wanted me to get a job, and Mum said I was 17, so I should be starting to pay for my keep. I thought uni was for folk who wanted to remain a school kid. No, it's if I get out of this boring small town, Davy said. Like everyone else, he would only come home at Christmas. He used to tell me how much fun it was at uni, all the crazy stuff that happened. Then he got a career and, well, never heard from him after that. And Danny, at school, he wanted to be an architect. He was so confident. Always said he was going to get out of this parochial pisspot prison. He had a way with words. People are always leaving and returning in middle age once they've earned money, had adventures, or fallen in hard times. I, like my father, just wanted security and a simple life. So I stayed here. I had no regrets. And I met Sharon. Sharon flirted with me from behind her cashier screen. I knew her from school. What are your plans for the weekend then? She'd ask. It seemed like the right thing to get together. Married 15 years. The first time she hit me, it wasn't physically sore. She just laid into me with her fists for a few seconds. It was a couple of days later. She had friends round for dinner. She liked dinner parties. And she actually made a joke of it. Told everyone she'd hit me as though it was funny. I died inside. That Christmas when Davy laughed at the bruise in my face, I said I was pissed. Fell down the stairs, cliched excuse. When a woman falls down the stairs, it means she's getting beat up. When a man falls down the stairs, it means he's pissed. Certainly doesn't mean he was hit in the face with a chopping board. My fault. Left the fridge door open. I put a hot cup on the coffee table. She put a hot iron in my upper arm. Now I can only wear t-shirts in the house, mostly when I'm building my model ships. It took me weeks to make the cutty sack. Cutty sack. That's one of the models that Sharon threw out. I'm weak. I put up with it. I lack passion for life. I'm boring. That's why I have to sleep in the settee most nights. Last Friday she lashed out again. The heel of her shoe almost penetrated my hand. I was in a daze. So much blood. Ambulance, hospital, police. 2 police officers, 1 man, 1 woman. So your wife says she was defending herself. You can't go back to the house. So here I am in a B&B right on the shore. There's nowhere else for me to go. This bandage in my hand. No, I wasn't pissed. Wasn't fighting. Not an accident when I was doing the garden. No. My wife hit me with a high heel shoe. Funny, eh? Should I just get on the ferry and go anyway? Maybe adventure and ambition is an acquired taste. Maybe I could learn.
If I had a shotgun, I'd kill those bloody birds. I've never had a problem sleeping through the dawn chorus. But of course, you heard it. You always hear it. Started crashing around, wanting to get dressed. So here I am, getting your breakfast ready. 5 a.m. is not what I'd call breakfast time. Probably a good job I don't have a shotgun. I might be tempted to use it on you. I have to stop talking like that. If that cow next door hears me, she won't take it as a joke. She'll shop me to the social worker. Mad bitch kills mad husband. The local paper would love it. They'd never believe I love you, really. It's been a bit of relief to have a bit of time to myself. I haven't been very good at coping with you, have I? This isn't the way it was supposed to be. Me here and you there. But they said I could bring you home for the weekend, so you're back. But are you here? I don't know where you are. Neither do you, I guess. Emma's coming round this morning. We're all going to go for a drive. I made a playlist of all your favourite songs. Maybe you'll be able to sing along to it in the car. That Beatles song we played at our wedding, that's on it. Knowing that love is to share, each one believing that love never dies. Doesn't look like you're going to join in this morning. Maybe later. We did get you singing along last week, and you can still do a mean Elvis imitation, Mr. Swivel Hips. When we were dating, we talked about things we'd like to do in our lives and the children we wanted to have. It wasn't a spectacular future we hoped for, just a kind of unspoken agreement that we'd always be happy with each other. I'd still have the man I fell in love with. But I watched you not so long ago say to our Emma that you always wished we had a daughter. You didn't know who she was anymore. It's a strange thing. Grieving for someone before they die. That person you used to be has already gone. It's not your fault, but this last year has been just shitty for everyone. I do love you, I do. But I can't wait to get you back to the home because I'm exhausted. You always said that I spend too much time looking after other people. That doctor at the care home told me not to come in to visit you every day, that I have to take care of my own health. But that's a scary thing, trying to work out who I am without you. When I was at school, the only thing I was good at was art. I had this image of me as an artist in mad, colourful, hippie clothes. Look at me now. Maybe I'll enroll in a course. I'd love to take a walking tour Save up to go to Florence, see David and the Buff. Things you were never interested in doing with me. But it's not our life anymore, is it?
That little boy's reaction to the cloth cat jerked my memory. He reached for it in the window. You don't want that shabby old thing, his grandfather said. Yes, I do. It's a lovely baggy old cat and I want it. I'd nearly forgotten about the cloth cat. So that little boy pointed at it in the window of my shop today. You see, it held memories of my childhood. Mixed memories. You may not know this, but I was born in East Germany after the war. We were frightened of being occupied by the Russians. British and Americans not so much, but a Russian invasion caused great anxiety. Thousands of families took a few belongings, left their homes, and got on any train travelling west. I was too young to be ripped away from my home and my environment. I screamed in protest. What's going to happen to us? Where are we going to go? What about my friends? What about my best friend Hans? I can't live without him. We'd made a pact to always be together. We were so young. As we made our way to the station, I knew we would never see our home again. We got on the train with Hans's family. And at each stop I was aware that more and more people were leaving. Hans and I clung on to each other until our parents had to prise us apart. And the last thing he did was to leave the cloth cat with me. My family settled and made a new life. I made new friends, but none of them ever filled Hans's shoes. I moved to another country and opened this shop. As you can see, everything is connected to our feline friends. Cat ornaments, cat statues, cat musical boxes, cat brushes, and the cloth cat. Well, I put that in the window, just in case Hans might pass by one day and see it. I longed to see him again. As time passed, the longing became less. But I didn't forget him. He was mine. The cloth cat was mine. I'd kept him with me all these years. The little boy's grandfather showed him other things that he deemed to be more suitable. They took an interest in a team of racing kittens. I felt relieved when I didn't have to make a decision about the cloth cat. The pair were German, and we had a lovely chat in my mother tongue. The little boy reminded me of Hans. They bought a few things, and they were about to leave. And it was at that point, without a second thought, I grabbed the old cloth cat and thrust it into the little boy's arms. He grinned up at me with delight. I knew it was the right thing to do. That Hans and I would ever meet again was a chance in a million, wasn't it?
Oh, what's wrong with me? Am I going mad? There's no stars. It's so hard to see the stars here. There's too many streetlights, that weird orange glow. Never properly gets dark. No, not like at home. Is that another siren? It's every 10 minutes. Maybe that's what woke me up. Or your arm flung across me. Heavy, pressing down on me. I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. And just needed to get some air. I should have woken you the first time this happened. You'd understand, wouldn't you? You loved me. I just feel so stupid. It's pathetic. It's not you suffocating me. It'll pass. Everything's fine. I'm having the time of my life. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. Art galleries, museums, beautiful buildings, fancy restaurants, and you. Oh, I wish I could see the stars. That another siren. There's always someone in trouble here. All these people. That first day, walking on the South Bank, and there must have been 3 times as many people as on our whole island. And the noise. It was a bit scary, I suppose, but it was so exciting. I'm getting used to it. I can find my way around, even the tube. Crack that. Learn the route before you go. And everyone else knows where they're going but me. Why is my heart racing? At home, I'd talk to Jen. I miss her. And the kids. I'd sit under the trees watching all the people, roller skating, running, walking their dogs, kids charging around. You're never alone, but no one talks to me. Am I getting needy? I've lived on my own for years and I never minded that before. I enjoyed my own company. Now I find I'm waiting for you to get home from work. It's pathetic. I'll be okay when I get a job. That'll make everything better, more normal. Or maybe I'll make a few friends of my own. I've got an interview in 2 days. It's about time after 1 million applications. I didn't think I was nervous about the interview. Am I scared of actually getting the job? Like it all becomes real and permanent, not just one long holiday. Is it my dream though? Maybe when I was a teenager. Everyone dreams about leaving the island at that age. I never did though. There was no real reason to go. Just stayed and grew up and rented my cottage, loved my job. I didn't work out with any of the local lads, but I didn't mind that. Maybe wished I'd had kids sometimes, but I was happy, wasn't I? It was you that made me think I wanted more. It was only meant to be a fling. And suddenly we couldn't live without each other. You made me realise how small my life was. A whole world out there, and me hiding away in a tiny corner of it. The night you asked me to come with you, we were on the beach, been drinking wine. We were wrapped up in coats and blankets so we didn't freeze. We're lying on our backs looking up at the black, black sky and about 1 million stars. You said it made you feel small and insignificant looking into the vastness. It isn't like that for me. It makes me feel at one with the universe, part of a whole, like a single piece of a giant jigsaw puzzle. But I can hardly see them here. What am I doing? I can't give you up, can I?